I'm Craig Berube, and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Cote, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
What's up, Rick Aurelia? Just getting out of the black tar there we had and feeling pretty damn good, bro.
You're looking pretty strong.
Yeah, I just got to get it off there. I didn't mean to surprise everyone with it. What's up, buddy?
It happens. Here we are.
Oh, here we are. Flyers just getting home here off a road trip. Started off great.
And then what happened?
Went a little downhill.
What happens when you have a little late night at the Roxy?
I could probably guarantee you that might have happened. They deserved it, though.
Yeah, of course, big win.
You got to come back. You lose 2-1 in overtime. Carter probably stole a point there for the boys. And you get into Calgary, another one-goal game. Didn't play the best, probably.
Torch wasn't overly happy with that one.
He was not overly happy with that one. So his post-game with our boy
Smithers takes the heat of it.
Yeah, I was kidding around. I messaged him, and he said Torch treats him really well. It had nothing to do with that, but it was kind of funny. Just nope. Oh, Forrester played what? Nope. No,
Imagine being in that position where you actually know you have to ask a legitimate question, but you know you're going to get a shit answer, and you're just still forced to ask it.
He still asked him.
Yeah, ask him.
Smithers, he's resilient, man.
He's resilient.
He's the man. I love that guy. Shout out to Smithers.
Shout out to
Brian
Smithers.
Smith.
Yeah,
he's the man.
He is the man.
Then they go into Edmonton and they lost to Connor McDavid 5-2.
Yeah, it happens.
It sucks for Carter. Every time he goes home, I know he's won a game there, but like even my 2000th game, we got smoked. It was probably because I wasn't ready to go.
You weren't ready.
So it wasn't the greatest road trip. Obviously, get back home against Columbus here.
Yep.
I'm guaranteeing a win.
I doubled down on that.
Guaranteed. Well, you said Johnny Gaudreau was going to have 40 this year. He's got a long way to go. He's got a little bit of work to do.
I'm not sure if I said that, but yeah,
I'm pretty sure you did.
I think he could still squeeze in 40. Back end.
On the
back nine.
Back nine. No, they're just having a tough time, man. I didn't think they were going to struggle that much, but anyway, Flyboys back home to play them Thursday night.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, it'd be great for them to get back home and get buzzing again.
Yeah, it will be.
How quickly you can be, right at the top of the mix there, and then well, they're still in a wild card position.
Yeah.
But how tight that is, and how much of a dogfight it's going to be, as it always is, right?
Baller,
right to the end.
Baller, put up those the standings there. There you are,
Bring
right there.
Oh,
see?
yeah, right there. Yep, right in the mix.
Right in the mix. You always remind me a little bit of Auston Matthews when we're playing Menzie.
Is it the stride or the release?
The stride and the shot, the release. But he buried his 30th last night.
No big deal. Hey?
Did it in fashion there. OT game winner.
Man, he could score this guy.
He scores.
He's insane.
He scores. How many is he going to end up with?
I don't know, 45.
He's got 30 now. Wait, he can take a few games off?
Well, I expect a
couple nights in the Nettles, Dandy.
Well, you got to always mix in a little dry spell.
He ain't found one yet. No,
I know. You got
but,
60 in him or what?
60's a lot, but I mean, if
50,
someone could do
50.
it.
Oh, yeah, if someone could do it.
He could do it. 69.
Whoa,
wow. That's a high number.
Lot,
that's always favorite number.
Yeah, 45 is definitely low.
It's pretty low for him. I think he'll end up
even on a dry
50
spell.
50 for sure.
Yeah, I would say.
I would think
50 for sure. Yeah, need a 50 goal scorer.
Elvis's team. Well, it wasn't his regular team, but they had a big tournament last week, and they ended up winning it. The Winter Cup was pretty cool. Had a lot of fun with that. Sudsy was able to come over and see Elvie play and didn't yell at him too much.
There you go.
The kids played great. It was awesome. A lot of fun. Tom Bunting jumped in and coached. We had a few extra kids from other teams come around, but it was a lot of fun. They did a good job. They played Skate Zone in Hollydale. It was a lot of fun. And Baller, the Rebels the Philadelphia Rebels are asking for you to start coming back to games because they win when you show up.
Take me to Boston.
All right.
You wanna go to Boston?
Let's go.
Sign him up.
Oh, come on. Jump in
Hop
with me
in.
and Jen. I'm driving up with Jen, my medical trainer. We're heading up tomorrow morning. We didn't take the bus today with the boys, but we did have a big win to end the year, which is always nice. Hopefully get her rolling the right way. Boys playing hard.
It's a great sign.
It's a good sign. It was nice. What else we got? Canada.
What?
Oh,
They're going for the gold, aren't they?
No, they're not.
No?
They're going home today.
They're going home.
Yeah, they lost.
It happens. You know?
It does, man. It's
Gotta take a year off every now and then, you know?
yeah. It is heartbreaking to watch though, because they're kids too. It sucks when anybody loses at like even into playoffs and stuff, NHL, any league. But the young kids, man, it's some only get one shot at it. I know we talked about it last week, but it really is a cool tournament and see a few good players.
Yeah,
Didn't
not
Canada
bad.
have all first-round picks on their team? I mean, I think U.S. might be close to that as well.
Too, yeah.
But we'll see what U.S. can do today. But it's been since we last talked, I have watched more of the tournament, so it's been pretty good. Yeah, it's been good.
Always a fun time.
It is.
Exciting.
Fun time of year. You know what I mean?
Reality.
Back to reality. You got twinsies coming out everywhere. The Clydesies are dropping off 20s. Riley's giving me shit about my sidesy. My business, my skate sharpening. Sometimes I got to do it right in the middle of the pod.
Well, you got to get those blades grinded up.
It's not very convenient.
It happens.
It's not very convenient.
People need their
Devo's
wheels.
Snapping. They need their wheels done. You see it. I open up the thing. There's twinsies falling out.
Can't blame you for having so many twinsies falling out of your pockets.
More of those, so we can catch up to you. Us three are trying to get there.
Yeah, well,
that
keep
elite
trying.
level.
Just keep grinding, Nast. Just keep grinding.
That's all I do. That's all I do. But hey, this week, episode 141, our boy.
Oh man, he's
in
back.
the house.
He's back.
He's back.
The Chief.
That's his name, Craig Berube. He's the Chief.
Ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock, bro.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
go, Chief.
Before we get into our interview with the Chief, a quick message from our sponsor, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. You know that, Nast?
I sure do, because I have one of the craziest schedules you will ever see. Even more crazier than yours, Riles. But I'll tell you what, it makes my life so much easier. You get over 40 recipes to choose from every week. So there's always something delicious to discover, even though, I'm kind of like a picky eater. Not with HelloFresh.
No.
It's, oh my God, it's so good and so easy and convenient when you have your own son and then two bigger sons that live here at my billets. It's just great.
And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit, Nast.
It sure is.
HelloFresh does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-portioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. That's easy as can be, Nast. Easy enough for you and your 3 sons.
Yes, exactly. And when I'm putting stuff on the table and they say it's delish, I'm not giving anyone credit. I will here because it's HelloFresh, but thank God for them.
Don't be taking all the credit, Nast. We all know HelloFresh takes the hassle out of mealtime, but did you know that it can also save you a lot of money? HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout, so that means you can get an easy home-cooked meal on the table and more money back in your pocket. You love that extra money in your pocket.
You know the twinsies are flying with the Clydesies. We talked about it.
We did. You look like a pretty strong chef back there firing these meals up.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I am.
Yeah, well, what's your favorite, Nast?
One of my faves is the pulled pork. Going to
pork?
that, yeah.
Ooh.
So many favorites, honestly. I've eaten more healthy food now since I've started with HelloFresh than I ever have. So
Pulled pork nachos.
I don't mind them. But I'll tell you this, Riles. Go to HelloFresh.com/50knuckles and use code 50knuckles for 50% off plus free shipping. Whew. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/50knuckles and use code 50knuckles for 50% off plus free shipping.
America's #1 meal kit.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I'm Derek Settlemyre. And this week, we're very fortunate to have a good friend of the show, a good friend of ours, Stanley Cup winning head coach of St. Louis, a veteran of over 1,000 NHL games. A lot of penalty minutes, too, there, big boy.
A lot of pims.
And Mr. Craig Berube, the chief. What's up, brother?
Hey, boys. Thanks for having me on. Good to see you guys.
See ya.
I hate that you're around these areas for this reason, but we're happy to have you in. It's been a while.
Yeah?
You were our second episode ever.
Second?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Right?
Yeah.
It was number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
quite a few years back.
Hartsey said he faults you for it.
Was he number one?
He was number 1, so he.
That's
what
your
he-
guys' fault. for having him on first.
Oh, man. No, he said he was just that tough, so he said you didn't want to argue with it.
Hartsey. I remember Chara punched him in the head one time, and he come back to the bench. I'm like, "You're not going to drop your gloves with him?" I go, "The guy drills you right in the head, and you just sit there and look at him." He goes, "I'm not fighting him. He's 6'9".
Don't blame
That's such a
I go,
Hartsey comment.
Good job. That's a good call by you.
He might have been mopping him up there.
yeah.
Anyone for
Yeah,
that matter.
for sure.
Like that with,
Yeah,
with Chara.
funny.
That's
Smart move.
hilarious.
He's still around.
He's still
Talk about the
he's on
stuff.
TV now.
He is on
You
TV.
see him on TV?
I
Yeah,
do
he was-
watch him.
yeah.
Archie's good.
Yeah, he
he's-
is good.
He's doing
Yeah,
a great job.
He's doing good. Real good.
Good man. Good man. I know your favorite play, probably his ever, is when he threw that glove. I know you
God.
talk about that a lot.
I was like, who does that? That was unbelievable.
Oh,
I
wow.
laughed so hard. I couldn't
Yeah, that
believe
was
what
classic.
I was watching. I was like,
Oh, man. So,
Classic Hartsey.
so you got home for the, I know you usually would get home for the holidays and everything,
Yeah.
but this time you actually got to spend, more than 2 or 3 days. And how was that with the family?
good. Yeah, the family's not with me when I was in St. Louis, so it's good. Come home, kids, wife, and just being around. Went to Florida after Christmas for a few days with them, and it's been nice. Just kind of relaxing,
Yeah.
not really focusing on anything, and just enjoying time.
Is that what the plan is? Just kind of.
Right now,
Settle.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just jump at anything. And this time of year, I think teams, it's kind of hard to make changes. I guess
Right.
this time of year depends. We'll see what happens.
Sorry.
Nast violation.
That's a $100 fine,
yeah.
Sorry.
but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any media opportunities, or is that something?
Yeah, we'll see. I think there's an opportunity to do some TV maybe,
Yeah.
and we'll see how that goes, or when they reach out, and
Yeah.
I'll think about it. But that could be a possibility for sure.
You we were talking before we started here. You jumped on with Jay Rosehill
Yeah,
yesterday on his
did.
daily thing. Did you say something to him about his game? You were saying there about a stick. I know you used to tell Ben Eager that.
The few guys,
oh
probably.
yeah, leave it on the bench.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that to Jay. It's a good man, Jay. I had the chance to coach him here in Philly and be around him, and he's doing well. They had me on the show yesterday, and so it was good to see him. Haven't seen him in a long time, and seems like that show's doing well, and he's doing well, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has some pretty good clips we see once in
he's
a
funny as
while.
hell.
Try to catch it daily, but he was talking about. I know it's a Toronto-based show basically. But boy, he laid it. It was the one day I think he was laying into Marner and all
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like, whoa. But he was right.
He's right,
He was
yeah.
right. But he
Yeah,
kind of sees it how he says it. How
Yeah,
he
it's a
sees
harsh media there in Toronto for sure. I mean that they're they scrutinize him pretty hard.
Yeah.
The team. So.
it. Was it like that when you played there? I know you spent a little bit of time there.
Yeah, I played there only for about a half a season. I don't know. I doubt it. No, I don't think it would have been as bad then as it is now. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
and just the way their team's built and the players they have on it, and they expect to win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I was there, we weren't expected to win. We weren't very good, but now with Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, and these guys,
Yeah.
they got real good players, and they expect to win and
Yeah.
do things there.
Yeah. Well, they finally. Who had the curse? Who do we have that said?
Oh,
Yeah,
JR.
JR. The JR. Yeah, we had JR on. Jeremy Roenick, one of your former teammates, on, and he was talking about the JR curse. They finally got past the first round because it was the last time they had was the Flyers scored. He scored that overtime goal. God, way back.
How many years ago was that?
It
Yeah.
was so long ago. But Matthews scored his 30th last night.
Yeah, he can score.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
Very good player. I mean, he's legitimately the best scorer in the league, or one of them for sure. And good size, and he's a hell of a player. He really is good.
I know you like when you're coaching, you're more worried about your team. But if you did get to watch other games, like during the playoffs and stuff, what is it with them? Do you think that? Well, they won in the first round last year, but what is it with that team? Why can't they, keep going? Are they soft? Like, not. I don't mean that to be a dick, but like, are they too soft?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of a combination of things. I think when you get into the playoffs, you have to have a certain style, I think, to advance and keep moving on. It's a grind. It's like it's a heavy game.
Yeah.
It's a heavy game, and I just maybe find that they try to play too much of a skilled game still in the playoffs, and that can bite you in the ass. I mean, you got to play pretty direct. You got to be able. You got to want to forward check and play good defense, and it's a grind. You got to grind it out, and but it's hard for me to comment on that. I'm not there.
Right.
I don't like to say too much, but they definitely have a ton of skill on that team with them top guys, and I don't know. I mean, I couldn't really tell you the answer on that.
You feel like when you were watching the last few years, they're just in their own heads almost, because that's all everyone talks about, right?
And it's a lot of pressure there. I mean, you're hearing a lot every day, a lot, probably more than any place else in the league, about what's going on, and every little situation scrutinized, and players and this and that, and it's a grind. It's hard on you. Yeah. For sure.
Can't be easy.
No,
it's a tough place.
Yeah.
Tough place to play, tough place to be, and on the team there's like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
How did the firing all transpire? Was that something that you saw coming, or
I don't know if I really saw it coming. I guess I wasn't looking at it like that. I mean, I think playing Vegas back to back, and we beat them in Vegas, come home, we were up in that game, we lose that game at home, then we go on the road to Columbus and Chicago, and we blew both those games. Just made mistakes and kind of didn't perform at the level needed against teams that we should beat. Yeah. And came home, played Detroit again. It was like a back and forth game, lots of goals. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but, after the game, did the media and came in my room, and then Doug came in. So I knew, because Doug never comes down after the game. I usually talk to him after the game on the phone, so I knew something was up. Yeah. And then, but it was time. That's the bottom line. I mean, the team just wasn't performing at a good enough level, and, whatever the reason, they got tired of hearing me, or just, you got to move on at some point. Yeah.
Hey, it's frustrating when you're like, you coached as well, obviously, Chief. You've been coaching. You sometimes wonder. We always hear like, oh, the message is getting stale, like whatever. I never thought you got stale. There's a few guys I've worked for that I didn't really think ever got stale, but it's frustrating because as I've never been at the level you guys have had, but just playing high school, college, whatever, I always want to win and I always want to compete. It blows my mind sometimes when you have guys. I know it's a totally different thing because you're an NH, you make a lot of money, it's a business, all this stuff, but it kind of drives you nuts a little bit when you see that happen.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's frustrating. It's a frustrating. Coaching's frustrating in general. It's you can't go out there and play. You try to prepare your team best possible. Holding people accountable as best you can. It's about, a team being a team and playing together as a team. That's how you win, and that's how you perform at a high level every night. I think just we had good spurts of good team play and good hockey, but just not consistent enough. We were inconsistent, so inconsistency is not good, and that's what happens. You get things have to change.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in a rebuild, which is what
Yeah,
kind of said,
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused on where, like, last year the Flyers probably should have lost more games to get a chance at Bedard. I know no one wants to lose, right? Like, everybody's like tank, but you were 500 when everything went down with you. Like, if you're
Was it a
rebuilding,
four-game losing streak, right? Is that what it was? And
it just seems a little. To me, I mean, I don't know. It just seems a little
I think
odd.
we're in a rebuild, or they talked like a rebuild, but still want to make playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, that's not rebuilding.
No, it's tough. Like, I mean, it's just, listen, every time I went behind a bench, I wanted to win the game.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
That's
yeah.
all that mattered.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's
We
the
want
way
to win the game.
And the players should want
Well,
to
yeah,
win the game.
I
I mean,
I
obviously.
think they did want to win.
Right.
Like I said, we just, I think, didn't perform well enough as a team.
Yeah.
We had individuals playing well, and on nights, and there were some guys playing pretty consistent hockey, but just on a night-to-night basis, we didn't play well enough as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not good enough to get by like, a Toronto can go out and two of their skilled guys can win a game for them.
Right.
We're not built like that.
Yeah. Well, it's always easy to fire the coach. How was like the core of the leadership group there? Was it obviously different from when you won?
Yeah,
the
it was
Cup
new. I mean, it was a new leadership core. Did a lot of work in the summer with them and going forward through camp and everything to try to prepare these guys and what's needed to lead the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're still learning. They're just trying to find their way still.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a process, right?
Yeah.
Some of these guys have maybe never been in those types of roles before, right? I mean,
Yeah, for sure. And it's not an easy job.
No, right.
When you're a leader, you're expected to do more. There's more expected of you, and it's a big sacrifice to be a leader on the team. It really is. It's a lot of work.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I mean, since you won the Cup, losing O'Reilly, you lost Pietrangelo, your captain, even Patty Maroon, who wasn't one of your captains, but probably was a leader on that team. It's tough when you're replacing guys. I know O'Reilly just left last year, but still, it's got to be tough.
Yeah, O'Reilly was good. Real good player for sure. And he did a good job as a captain, but he obviously leads by example with his work ethic daily. Like, this is at practice, before practice. There's not a more prepared guy.
You really have.
Yeah, he works at his game at
Yeah,
a high level.
I love the
He doesn't
videos.
take days off.
Yeah, that's great.
He's always out there doing things and working on his game, and he's got he's very good at self-awareness and when he's not good enough, and you can tell he gets pissed off at himself and he critiques himself very well.
Yeah.
He knows when he's not doing a good enough job, and he was good. We had some real good leadership in that organization with going back to when we won, and even before that. With Steen and Bouwmeester and Pietrangelo.
Yeah, right.
I forgot about Bouwmeester.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, that took care of the room and took care of things, did a good job.
Yeah, that was a scary situation. I forgot about the
Yeah, I forgot about
Bouwmeester
him
there.
too.
Man, I remember talking to you the next day, and you said he didn't look good laying there.
Yeah, it was a tough situation to be part of and see that. But Bo's doing great.
Is he?
He
Yeah.
comes and sees us out west when we're on the road all the time. He comes by. He's one of the best. I love Bo.
Yeah.
And, he comes by to Calgary or Edmonton, says hi to us and chats with us for a while, and he's doing really well, so it's good.
Yeah,
That's
It's
good.
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the videos you see of O'Reilly, before the game with the ball. He's kind of skills, kind of like me, with the middies, Chief. You've seen him. But, yeah.
We got a few guys with the ball out there before our games and stuff, and I'd be like, who the fuck is stick handling out there? Because I could hear it in the room.
Chopping it up.
Chopping it up. Oh my
Chopping.
God. What are you doing?
Oh, that's great. You had our buddy this year, obviously about a half a year, but Kevin Hayes.
Yeah, Hazy.
Good, great guy.
Great guy. I liked Hazy. Real good locker room guy, and a player that he doesn't have great speed or those types of things, but he's good with the puck and can hang on to the puck and big and strong, and he's a great guy, Hazy.
Yeah.
Patience. Does the patience drive you crazy sometimes? They hold on to the puck, or is that just kind of like let him do his thing with those guys?
I think at times. I mean, I think it just depends on the situation.
Right.
That's his game, so
it is,
you gotta you gotta let him play his game to a certain extent. Hanging on the puck and being patient with it, but definitely there's times where you want him to move it or shoot it or do something with it. Yeah. But he does have a lot of patience with it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And then Braden Shen, obviously you're a fan of Shenner with the Flyers. He's the captain this year.
Yeah.
I mean, seems to have been a role he was evolving into. I mean,
yeah, I would say so. I think coming into this year, he was chosen to be the captain, and it was the right choice. I think that there's some future guys there, but they're still a little young and not ready for it. And I think that's always a mistake that you can make, is giving it to a guy that's not ready.
Yeah.
But Shenner's been around. He's won. He's seen some real good leaders, so he's still learning. And as being the captain, like I said, it's a big commitment. And but Shenner, I've been with Shenner a long time. I like Shenner a lot.
Yeah. Is that an organizational decision? Does that have players' influence on that? Like
just organization. Yeah. No players.
No players. No.
Well, a lot of them would probably want to think they're the captain.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Oh.
And Flyers are still waiting on their captain.
Yeah, they still don't have
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think we could have went into the season without one personally.
How do you feel about that? Like, do you think that's the right play to go without a captain?
I think it is if your team's kind of like you talk about a rebuild or just trying to get to another level. Like, I think it's okay not to have a captain. I don't think it.
Like just to slap a C on someone's jersey just for the sake of it.
That's not the right move.
I agree. Yeah.
And I think it's okay to do that, and wait till the opportunity comes and that you think is the right time and the right person to give the C to.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if you're a team that's ready to, do something, then I think it's probably important to have a captain.
Yeah. I agree. Can make a statement at some point. I mean, I think it's interesting to see what the Flyers do, because obviously there's Lots is rocking the A. They've never. Torts has come out and said, he wasn't not going to announce one anytime soon. But they make a playoff run and you're going into playoffs, and at some point it's like, do you make a statement and say this is who we chose as the captain to lead us the rest of the way, or do you just still hold your cards to your chest?
I would say wherever they get to this year, I don't think that'll change.
No,
I think they'll just keep doing what they're doing, and they're doing well.
Yeah,
they're playing good hockey, and they're above expectations right now. So I don't think any changes are needed.
Yeah. I agree.
I was going to ask you about the Jordan Bennington there in St. Louis. He seems to really hate to lose, which is what you want, but sometimes his antics, I don't even want to say it, just snap shows. Did it drive you nuts, or were you just kind of chuckling under your breath?
I mean, I didn't. I mean, I get it. It's emotional, and he's an emotional guy, and he gets upset and takes kind of matters in his own hands at times. I think you want your goalie not to probably get involved that way. I really, but at the same time, there's times that, I don't blame him either. Things happen, and, he wants to do something about it or whatever. And sometimes, like I said, his emotions, get to the best of him a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was always good about it. I just talked to him after about it, and,
Did you say, what were you doing?
What were you thinking?
What were you doing?
Yeah, but then he was fine. He just moved on from it and get ready for the next game.
Yeah.
What did he wanted to flower him and Marc-Andre Fleury? And Flower was mic'd. It was pretty funny. Hey, he wants to. What was he saying? He wants to fight. Like, let me go.
Yeah, Flower. He said that he'd never been in a fight before. And he wanted to get in one.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I said to you one day on the phone, like, is Bennington tough? You're like, well, I don't know. I'm like, well, he better be.
Yeah, right.
Sooner or later, someone's going to find out if he is or not.
No, I don't know. I'm sure he could handle himself, I guess. I don't know.
I just used to chuckle a little bit when he would go nuts. I kind of liked it just because when goalies do that.
For TV.
Yeah, it makes good TV. And then, you probably got to answer to it, though, with the media.
Yeah,
one of my favorite things in St. Louis, now my mind's going blank on one of the guy's dads was asking you a question. You thought you were doing a media script.
Bozak.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Bozak.
It was like
that was
like
great.
a year ago or something.
Yeah.
I forget where we were. And
it was a dad's trip, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of got in with the media.
Yeah, he was in the media and he was asking a couple questions to me about
Bosey's
ice time.
Didn't you say he needs to be better or something?
Well, I said, we looked at his ice times over the last month or so, and right now this seems to be the best ice time for him. We don't want him to overextend himself. He's a little bit older of a player now, so we got to rest him.
That was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh, man.
What were your thoughts on the Jordan Kyrou? I know obviously you probably saw the media clip there, being a little bit short with his original answer, and then
I just think he's a young kid, or he's not a kid. He's still young and,
immature a little bit.
Whatever, they just answered the way they answer it, and then everybody, it got escalated.
Got a little nuts.
Got escalated, and it shouldn't have, but it did, and then he got emotional about it, and it's fine.
Yeah,
I really don't. Doesn't bother me at all. I have no comment, to be honest with you. Like, what am I? I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I actually feel for the kid.
Yeah, I felt bad
because he got put in a situation he didn't know what to say, so he said nothing, and then fans and everybody get on him, and it gets escalated over nothing.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, it breezed over pretty quickly. I think he came back and scored.
He scored
a couple of apples, and then he's like, everything's good, right?
One was an empty net, so it doesn't count. But anyways,
what would Al Iafredi have done?
Shot it wide.
You got to tell it.
He said, "I don't score in empty net goals." He goes, "I don't shoot pucks in empty nets."
It doesn't work.
Where were you guys playing? Ottawa?
Yeah, we were playing somewhere, and he had a chance to score, and he shot it in the corner. And I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm freaking out. And, because could end the game, right? But he doesn't. And he goes, I don't score in empty nets.
What did Murph say?
Real men don't score.
Murph freaked out. Real men don't score in empty nets.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
Big Al.
That is classic.
Oh, that guy.
He's legend.
What did the rest of the boys say when that?
Oh, God. They just laughed at him.
Put the game away.
Huh?
You put the game away. What happens if they come down and score or something?
Oh, of course.
It's unbelievable. He was a beauty, Al. He made you laugh.
Real men don't score.
5 or 6 new suits make you feel better.
Oh, yeah. Carry 10 grand with him everywhere we went on the road. Yep, time to go shopping, Chief. Let's go. 10 G's. I got to spend it.
It's burning a hole in his pocket,
Yeah, I know,
man.
right?
Oh, he's a beauty. He was one of the best reps.
Well, yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
So one of the first games I played with him in Wash, I walked in between periods to do something in the stick room. I guess I went to do something with my stick, and there was Al in there. He puts a cigarette in his mouth and grabs the blowtorch, and he lights the cigarette up, and he's smoking a dart. And I'm looking at him like, are you serious? He's like puffing away on a cigarette
Just talking
every period, like nothing.
Man,
Shirt
no
off,
big deal,
just. I was laughing. I couldn't believe what I
Specimen,
saw.
obviously.
Yeah, he's a specimen.
Skate
Skate 100 miles an hour out there.
Yeah. Imagine him shooting with these sticks now. I'd love to back in the day.
120?
Oh my God! Could you how hard could he shoot?
He could
it
rip
was over a hundo.
Oh yeah,
Like with a
he was the
wood
hardest
stick.
shooter
It was-
back in the
He
day.
could rip it.
He
I think.
Chief, he was, as you know, he was working for Warrior.
That's right.
And what a guy to be a stick rep, because this guy knew the sticks. And it was funny. I actually felt terrible because Kimmo Timonen had sticks come in. You would have been there. You would have been coaching with us. And Kimmo was like, I think the curve's a little off. So I just call out. I'm like, hey, you might want to make some new sticks for chemo. He thinks the curve's a little off. He's like, well, I'm coming and see you guys. I was like, well, just have them check it. Maybe send 6 in, instead, because I just had received 24. Next morning, I'm at the rake there at the skate zone. Somebody's banging on the door early, like 7 a.m. I open up, it's Big Al. His head shaved, fucking dark.
Off his
He goes,
Harley or
come on
what?
out. No, he lived in Detroit. He drove all night.
Amazing.
And I said, what are you doing? Did you drive? And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, grabbed some cigs, fucking got in the car, listened to music, cruised here all night. He's like, come on out here, let's talk. And I went, well, I don't smoke. He's like, well, just stand here with me. So we go out there, we're talking, we come back. Chemo comes down the hallway a little bit later once he gets there, and he says, he's looking at his sticks again. He goes, I think they're all right, actually. Now, the more I look at them, fucking poor Al drove. Oh, yeah. Al drove all the way from Detroit. Well, we went to lunch and everything.
My God.
We at the trainers' meetings, the trainers' meetings you've been going to with Tovey, one of our sponsors. I was there. This was years back when he was working for Warrior. So you've been to the place out in Arizona, that big resort. We used to stay there. You've been there, too, because we stayed there your first year. Yeah. Well, so that's where the event is. We're there this year, right? That's where we went this year, right there. So you can't smoke even at the pool, even though you're outdoors, right? So he comes up from upstairs. He had his golf shirt on, Warrior golf shirt, and he had shorts. And he comes up there, shirt right off over his shoulders, all tatted up, jack, bald head, sparks up a dart. He's walking with me, and I'm like, hey, you can't smoke out here. He goes, we're outside. This guy comes over and says, hey, sir, excuse me. He's like, you can't smoke by the pool. He goes, it'll be all right, big boy. We're outside. Just keeps going. The guy just walks away. He didn't even ask him again. I just dude, rules, what are you doing, man?
Oh my God.
But it's funny you said that about the torch, because my one of my first few games in Florida, right out of college, it was Huntsy coming off that suspension where Murph was Murph puking. That's just Murph puking in the bathroom there. But Big Al's there, and I never met him before. I'm looking at this guy. He's a monster. Mm-hmm. He's got his hair is bald, but he's got the hair in the back. No shirt on, sitting in the hallway at Miami Arena. Same thing. Sparking one up. I'm like, this guy's smoking during the game. Like, what the fuck is going on? But beauty. I've told that story, Chief. You told me about him saying real men don't score on an empty net.
Hilarious. A different era.
That's awesome, man. I think you kind of touched on it a minute ago, but you're in no big rush, right? To just kind of wait to see.
Like I said, we'll just see what happens. I mean, I want to coach again, so it's got to be a good situation. Like you got to make sure it's a good fit too. Like with your general manager, the organization, what direction they're going in. Where they at. You know. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Is it? I know with me, like when I wasn't able to go back with the team, the first few months was driving me fucking bananas because you're on a routine.
Yeah.
Is it tough for you that way, or is it help being around the kids?
Yeah, kids. They're my twins are 15, and we have 5 of them all together with my wife, but 3 15-year-olds, and so. There's a lot of stuff you can do with them. They want to go here. They want to go there. You got to drive them places and do all this. Spend money on them, and they're always asking for cash.
Money, can't take it with you, big boy.
Huh?
Can't take it.
They'll spend it.
I know they will.
But you're in a routine, and you kind of it gets a little tricky at times,
Yeah.
But I go to the gym 3 times a day and train.
Well,
so.
I mean, obviously, why not? Tells me the other day, he goes, deadlift. What'd you say? I deadlift more than anybody in the world, or whatever it's called.
Try to keep busy.
Yeah, you got to.
How's Podell doing?
Podes is good. Yeah, I talk to him all the time. He's doing great. He does a great job there. I mean, they love him there.
Yeah, that's good.
Doug Armstrong really likes him a lot, and he's done a great job there with the team. And he's doing well.
That's good.
He's doing really well. Yeah, he's in great shape. Pode's always working out.
Yeah.
Is he still wearing the single toe shoes around?
No.
He doesn't do that anymore?
No.
You didn't let him, did you?
Well,
one rule.
That was dumb.
I don't know how he's done so well because he wasn't any good.
Oh well, I think he obviously jumped ship on his own.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Podes?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
No, I meant here.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's good at what he does.
Sorry for the quick break, but I got to ask you, Nast. You ever struggle buying tickets online for any sporting events or concerts?
Well, let me tell you. As a matter of fact, yes, and we've talked about this. This week I was just looking for Jonas Brother tickets and can't find good seating, all that. It's very frustrating. You shouldn't have to worry about tickets when you're going to your next event. I'll tell you a place that'll help you, and it's Game Time. It's the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for sports, music, comedy, theater, any kind of event near you. Last minute deals. The prices are great. You get views of your seat, and you get the best price guaranteed, and that's all you can ask for, because it is frustrating when you're trying to get tickets and you almost feel like you're getting scammed.
And especially when you're in a jam last second, to go in a reliable source. And again, like you said, viewing the seats, knowing where you're actually going to be sitting is important for the experience itself.
Exactly. On the Game Time app, you get last-minute tickets. You get flash deals, zone deals. It's the easiest way to buy tickets for any event in your area. So basically what I'm telling you, Riles, is Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase.
With zone deals, you pick the section and Game Time picks the seats for big time savings.
We all want to save.
Oh, of course.
So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code NASTY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code NASTY NASTY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Let's go.
The other day, Chief, I was thinking about, I don't know if I said this to you, but I was watching a Flyers game, and you guys remember there was not a mannequin, ventriloquist guy had the dummy behind the Flyers bench, and it was pretty creepy looking.
Right.
And they kept, every time they showed torch, this guy's got the man.
Yeah.
So I thought back to when we were in Norfolk in the lockout, and we go to this bar, me, you, Johnny Way, Adam Patterson, and we get into the bar, and there's a guy, there's a ventriloquist, and AP is freaked out by clowns and those dummies. And he goes, we're sitting there, and he goes, I don't like this. This shit creeps me out. Johnny Way says, AP, it's all right. The guy holding him is the one really talking. And we just looked at each other, we're like, what?
Oh, that was such a Johnny Way
No
comment.
shit.
Oh, my
Dude,
God.
so AP a few weeks ago sends me the picture of that.
Oh, yeah?
And he goes, don't worry, Nasty. It's the guy holding him that's talking.
He was unbelievable, this Johnny Way.
I said, hey, if you want to win, though, bring him in.
Yeah.
1 year, one
Winner.
win the cup, 1 win, and he's gone.
It's tangible.
He's gone. Chief always says big boy, and that's
Big
all
boy.
this guy said. Big boy, 12 Mountain
Dew
Dews
and
a day,
dip, right?
about
Right.
5
Dips
big
and
full
Mountain Dew.
lippers. This guy was a beauty.
Brought the energy, though.
He brought the energy, and then Pac-Man put you right to bed.
Pac would put you to sleep.
We're talking.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's pretty good. Is there any truth to rumblings around talking with Ottawa? I know there was some.
I haven't talked to him personally.
So that
you
was
know?
just more like speculation around.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him personally, but now, I don't know what they're going to do, but, now they're Steos is the general manager, Dave Poulin come in.
Dave.
Yeah, which is great for Pooley. Back in the game that way. So we'll see what they do. I mean, they got new ownership, and they got a good team. They got a lot of good young players, They got a good future.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
We had Dave Poulin on a while back, and he said something that was really interesting about even guys up now at this level, when they're younger, like nowadays, they're not teaching these kids how to hit or take hits because they're kind of trying to take, and then they're getting up to these elite levels and getting hurt, turning their backs to hits and shit like that. What do you?
Yeah, I would say to a certain extent that's probably true. Injuries. There's a lot of injuries in the NHL and all sports, football. A lot of injuries because of the speed of the games. the game is so quick. You don't have no time.
Yeah.
And one wrong position or hit or whatever, that could be an injury. But the game's just so fast and it's so powerful now. There's not huge hits. There, at times there is, but there's just contact all the time.
Yeah.
And that's where guys get injured.
Guys
the speed of the game is just fast.
It's
it's quick. Yeah. And you don't have much time to you don't have time to make decisions that it's just too quick.
Yeah.
And you got guys like Nick Cousins burying him from behind.
I saw that hit there, Nick. He did.
A beauty.
Yeah. And then he got drilled.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, he didn't know. I think he was looking out of the ear loophole of his fucking helmet.
Ovi hit Hughes pretty good last night.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
Like he was far enough away from the boards where it wasn't, he could have got hurt on that play if he was a little bit closer to the boards because he went into the boards a little bit with more force. But Ovi's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this a little bit, Chief. Sometimes some of these kids, kind of on Dave Poulin's point, they expect that they're not going to get hit. Like sometimes I know the youngest Luke Hughes went in this year a couple times.
Yeah.
Like you're going in to get the puck and there's a guy on you. Like you got to be ready to get hit.
Yeah.
And
definitely. I mean, there's I think they're young guys. It takes time to learn, and like I said, guys are on you right away. It's fast. So if you're not ready and prepared how you're going into the board, especially a defenseman, protecting yourself and doing the right things, you can get hurt.
Yeah. Remember Travis Sanheim was a guy, when he first came in the league, he put himself in bad spots all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much you've been following the Flyers, but I just bring up his name because we were talking about that. But his game's come a long way, and I feel like he's matured enough where he don't put himself in these spots anymore. He's more confidence to his game, and then he's going back to pucks.
As a defenseman coming in the National Hockey League, it takes longer to become the player that you're going to become than a forward for the most part. It takes a few years, and he's playing at a high level now. Mm-hmm. His skating ability and transporting the puck up the ice, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
A good example is we had Vince Dunn in St. Louis, and same kind of thing. Now Dunner's in Seattle, and he's really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but he was good for us too, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't at the level he is at now.
Yeah.
It just takes time for these guys to mature and grow, and
sure.
as a defenseman, it's a tough position to play.
Yeah. Going back for pucks and having pressure on you every shift, basically.
Understanding the forward check, seeing where it's coming, looking, making the right play with the puck, defending, having a good stick all the time to defend. Those are huge things as a defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, was there any truth to the rumors that you were hearing about Torey Krug and Sandy getting traded? Or was
I think so, for sure. I mean, I think that that was, we would have loved to have Sanheim,
right?
With the size and his length and his skating ability, and he's young, so I'm sure, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, his game definitely, like Riley said, he definitely. I mean, he's taken a couple steps this year. He's playing 26 minutes a night almost.
Yeah.
And he's played really well. He really has.
Yeah. Any other those guys that you coached back in the day? You got lots. I mean, you obviously seen him kind of grow into that leadership role and mature as a player. I mean,
yeah, lots. Obviously, I think. Well, he's a little bit down this year compared to last year, right?
Yeah.
I guess production-wise, I haven't watched him that closely.
Fourth line right
I haven't watched him that closely this year. But, Lots is he plays the game hard.
Mm-hmm.
He's a two-way player and, plays the game the right way. Like I said, I'm not following him that closely, so I don't know what's going on with him. But coming out of junior, there was a lot of expectations with him, I think, from where he was going to play as a centerman, second line, third line, whatever. And, when I first had him, he was a young kid. He had I thought there was a lot of potential there.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically now, his age and where he's at, he's probably like a third-line center in the National Hockey League.
Yeah. And he's accepting of that, I think, even.
Well, and that's a big part of it, too, is accepting your role.
Yeah.
I think accepting, and that takes time, too.
It does,
Depending on where you're drafted and the expectations coming out of the draft, and sometimes they don't always work out to be the player that you're expected to be.
Right.
And then it's accepting what you could be and then accepting that role, and that's where you become a real good player for your team.
Yeah, I
agree.
Yeah,
it's understanding what you are and accepting of that and that role.
Super important. I think his time down with the Phantoms when he got sent down after 2 years with the Flyers.
Yeah.
It was certainly humbling, but
he went with the right attitude.
He went with the right attitude. Yeah, accepting is exactly the word. I think you go back up and you don't think you're anything you're not now. You know exactly where you need to be. I think it takes a long time for some guys, or some guys never figure that out.
Well, there's a lot of I'm sure there's a lot of guys that don't figure that out. And they're out of the league,
right?
For the most part,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get you. Well, I'll bring this up because I tell this story all the time. When I was still on the team, I know I told you guys, we had a day off in Pitt, and we were going to Monday Night Football. Well, we were going over to the cheerleaders tailgate, and I'm literally in my room, and I'm like getting ready to go downstairs, and NHL Network's on, and Chiefs coach, they're playing in Detroit. They're up 4-1. You blow the lead, you end up winning in overtime, and when you get the game winner in overtime, Chief just storms off. They show the bet. You're just pissed because you gave up 3-goal lead in the third. And Braden Shannon called me too. But Chief, actually, I leave my room, go downstairs, start walking over to the stadium, right? A bunch of us saw it. He calls, big boy, what's up? Watch your highlights. He goes, oh, we were awful last night, whatever, because you blew the lead. And Shinner told me this, that you called timeout because they scored 2 quick ones. And the boys all come over to the bench and, expecting him to, probably lay into him a little bit, let's wake up. But he doesn't say anything, and guys are kind of looking, and you're talking to Otter, I guess, and then you look, oh, no, boys, I call timeout so Larkin can rest. So you're letting him do whatever he wants, so and Shinner, you told me this, then Shinner literally called me after I hung up with you because he saw a Snapchat I had set up, and he goes, you should have heard your boy last night. We were crying. Oh, and then he does score to tie it. And then you win it in overtime. And I mean, that shit I love because it's it's a serious situation, but at the same time, you get your guys a little loosened back up for saying something like that. I know I would have the towel up. I used to all the time when you'd say shit to guys. But and then I think you told me after the game too. You saw Pietrangelo out there, and you said, "Did you want us to trade you to Detroit?" No, why? Because you were playing for him tonight. That's the fucking greatest.
Yeah, that's the best.
Boys appreciate that.
You'd say to me on the bench, you want to maybe tell so-and-so that he's playing for us tonight? And I'm looking at you, what? Are you watching him?
I would say, it's the head coach and I'm saying this shit to him. I'm like, you want to keep playing him? He said, what? Shut up and hand guy stinks. He said, learn how to sharpen skates.
Some funny stuff.
I miss that stuff, man. That was awesome.
Well, you got to do different things at times.
Yeah.
Keep them on their toes a little bit.
Sarcasm doesn't hurt once in a while.
Right.
Not too much, but once in a while, I think it's, it's important.
Did Shoney, was he sarcastic? Jim Schoenfeld?
He was sarcastic, sure.
Yeah. We had JR on. He said the one time he lipped off to him in the video and showing everybody get out.
Yeah. Rolling his
suspenders.
Sleeves up. That should kick him.
Big man too.
Oh, he's a big man.
Yeah, that's a good one. That when that happened.
Yeah, I've told a story too. You told before about Shoney when he was talking about Gretz is gonna get it, and he's gonna go here, and he's gonna get it to Blakey, and then he just slams the board, and everybody jumps. He goes, "I want him dead." Imagine.
That's so old school.
Did you love that? You must have loved that shit.
Shoney was funny, man. I love Shoney. He would have the lineup, before a game, their lineup, and he'd go through all the guys, right? And they have a tough guy on the other team, and he goes, okay, everybody, Chief, if you want to fight him, do it early, get in and get out. Everybody else stay away from him. He'd always say that.
Yeah.
If you want him, get him early, get out, get in and out, and then everybody else stay away from him.
You gotta appreciate that honesty.
Oh, yeah. It was the best. I used to laugh.
Everybody
Yep,
stay
got
away.
it.
She was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, fuck, here we go.
Berube and whoever else.
Was Shoney more sarcastic than Sutter, than Darryl? Or was it kind of different?
Different, I think, Darryl's pretty quiet on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Shoney, he'd be pretty vocal on the bench at times, pissed off or whatever,
Yeah.
But Darryl's more subtle and quiet and kind of whisper things into you, like, lean into you and say something to you, and then just start laughing every time, man. It was unbelievable, some of the shit he did.
What you're telling, I can't remember who it was, is Genla and Conroy, and who was on their line? I always forget the third guy.
Oh, yeah, I started the game with those guys, with Connie and Iggy, so I was like, thinking, he might score tonight.
Yeah.
And start playing with a couple of good players. And we were in Montreal, I believe. It was like after the first period, maybe into the second early and stuff. He kind of leaned in like this. We're all sitting beside each other, and he goes, you guys are done tonight. He goes.
Did he say it's a hard game out there?
Oh, yeah, hard game. I know you guys. You guys are like 3 broads out there tonight. You guys are done.
You're like, what'd I do?
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. Fucking got me benched.
Smashing that.
Oh, yeah, Darryl was funny, though. He
Come
said
up
some
grabbing
funny
your arm.
things.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, yeah. He
before
grabbed me one time. He came in there and like at the end of the year in Calgary, and so I know Darryl. I mean, I knew like all the Sutters pretty much, and he'd come in and say stuff in the room, and I'd be like putting my head down because I'd be laughing, right? Because I was an older guy.
Yeah,
around.
right.
It's like I wasn't, and he come up to me and he goes, "What are you doing laughing?" And I'm like, "Oh, what do you want me to do? You hear what you're saying?"
Do you hear what you're saying?
He goes,
Does he do it to be funny though, or does he not even know he's funny? Like,
no, he knows. I think he knows
must.
what he's doing.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knows
Yeah.
what he's doing, what he's saying. But I just laughed.
Yeah.
We joked. He laughed about it. Because I said, "Man, it's funny. That's funny shit you're saying. I can't. I don't. What do you want me to do?"
yeah,
He was great. I love Darryl.
Oh man, we've heard some.
I really enjoyed playing for him. He's the type of guy I would have liked to play for when I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was great. Yeah.
Was he a little more animated, like off the bench in the locker room, or is it still kind of like?
Oh, during in between periods and
Yeah.
stuff, you never know. Like you could come in and really get after it, or depending on the situation,
Yeah.
Who is
But
Steve?
he was always up to something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he just, he kept you on your toes.
Yeah, no, it's
You
funny.
know.
Some of the stuff.
I remember Christopher Stieg was on with us, and he was talking about he had a brief stint there, and he said it was weird because like whatever time you go in to address guys 9 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it is, quickly in between periods. He's like they would come, but they would stay in the room. Like
Right.
Darryl and his staff, and was it Payne? I think he said.
Oh,
Payne
yeah,
Davis.
right.
He's like, this is weird. Like, we're staying in the room. And so Steger's like looking around. It's one of his first games. I think he said they were in Vancouver, and his jersey's hanging there. Well, so he grabs a jersey and he puts it on, and his fucking, it's for Stieg 10. And the kick, because he's like listening and looking around. He's not paying attention. And he says, one of the coaches goes, Steger, your fucking jersey. Steger says, I'm trying. Fucking Darryl's looking at him. He says, I'm fucking freaking out. Because I got my jersey on backwards, but he said that was kind of weird. I just wondered if he always did that. If he like stay in the room after he addressed you, or did he like leave?
No, I mean he would leave.
He would leave, yeah.
He was just always kind of roaming around and
You never knew.
never knew what was going to happen.
Did you
Mr.
tell me he
Deeds.
came in at like 4 o'clock? You guys are just
Well, it
getting a coffee and music's playing.
Yeah,
grabbing
music
you?
blaring in the
Better
room
be
and
ready.
taping our sticks, and he come in there, his tie's kind of like, half undone like it always is, and he gets in like a football stance and with his hands on his knees, and he's bent over and he's rocking back and forth, and he's screaming. in the room at us about being ready and let's go, and the music's blaring, you can barely hear them and stuff. I'm like,
Imagine.
what's going on?
When you spit too, spitting.
Oh yeah.
So when he does that, is that like obviously guys think he's fucking around, but they're not sure how to deal with it. Is he trying to be funny, or is he just trying to play the mind game? Is he trying to just
He's just intense. Yeah, he's intense. He's intense.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable guy.
That's
but
wild.
he's intense. He's he's not coming in there on just doing that out of on purpose.
Just for fun. Yeah.
He's just doing it.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing it. I think we talked about this when you were on a couple years ago, but some of your you had some intense coach. Like think about it, Keenan, Sutter, Shoney. Like you had more than that, but I mean
they're
like
tough. Yeah, they're all intense and all a little bit different, but they're all great. And I mean, they all just want you to compete and play with intensity.
Yeah.
That's the big thing with those three guys. You got to play hard. If you don't, you're not going to play.
Yeah.
Or you don't want you. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, exactly.
They just don't want you.
Pretty
You got to play hard.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
that's what they demand from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Torts is probably one of the last few kind of like, I mean, yourself included in that list of like, say old school kind of, I say old school type of coaches. Like you've obviously adapted to like the new age game because you have to and communicate and listen to the players. But I mean, do you see it going where it's like, not that a coach would never demand hard work or expect the players to compete, but like that kind of what you're describing from the coaches.
Well, I think you got to have a different approach nowadays with players, and you got to communicate. There's a lot of communication on a daily basis with your players. One-on-one stuff, or just being around and talking to them. I think that's really important, and so they understand what's expected out of them and how things are going. And I think that's important to just talk to your players.
Yeah.
About a lot of things, not just hockey, and just get to know your players well. And, I think that's the biggest difference. I don't think coaches, like when I played for them three guys that you said, they weren't too interested in that kind of stuff.
Right.
It wasn't the
different
same.
game.
Different game.
Way
different.
So definitely a lot more communication nowadays. And you can't yell and scream all the time. That's not going to do anything. And, yeah, for sure. You have to say things, and you have to get pissed off, or you do get pissed off at times. But it can't be a consistent thing because it's just going to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to find different approaches to get the players, and they're all different. Mm-hmm. And I think you got to try to figure out what's best for each individual.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, you do have to get to know them. Changing gears here a little bit, Keith Jones, one of your best friends, gets the president's job. I think you were probably the only guy that really knew. I think he said you were the first guy he told. But it's nice to see. I know you've been in St. Louis and everything, but you obviously had a big part of the Flyers organization for a long time, and maybe hopefully you will down the line here. But he's done a pretty good job, and they're doing a good job with the culture of things, trying
definitely
to bring that back.
Well, I think Torts came in. When Torts came in, he changed the culture, and that was his first job in his head to change the culture, which he's done a great job. That's Torts'. He's done really, really good job of that for sure, and that's been the biggest difference. And Danny Briere and Jonesy taking over now. They understand the Flyers culture. They played here for quite some time. Both of them had success here. So they're really doing a good job of directing this organization in the right place.
Yeah, I agree. It was obviously, again, you were in St. Louis, but I'm sure you saw bits and pieces, but it turned into a bit of a shit show here for a couple of years, just with not even on the hockey side, even the business side was a little wildly, things weren't going the way they probably wanted, and the team wasn't doing well, which never helps, obviously. But it's great turnaround since they took over, and they care. Jonesy is better than anyone, and Danny B's like that little guy. We've talked about him before. even when he played, like Danny actually played in the game was still pretty hard, like for
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
and he got in those dirty areas and scored. But he's a competitor; he competes. He never likes to lose. So, I thought it was a great hire. Bringing
Very good. They're both good hockey guys. Danny's been involved with the Flyers at some level for a while,
Yeah,
so he's been around and was a great player. Like you said, he was a highly competitive guy for a scorer.
yeah,
And that's how he scored goals. Being competitive, very good around the net, great guy,
yeah.
unbelievable teammate. And then Jonesy, been in hockey a long time doing TV. He sees the game.
Yeah.
He's seen every player.
Yeah.
I mean, he really has a good handle on the players and how what success looks like because
Yeah.
of doing TV for so long. He's been around it, and also he's he's a very good ambassador for the organization from a fan standpoint because the fans really, obviously recognize him, but they relate to him very well, and that's going to be important. And,
Yeah.
and that it's been important to get the fan base on board and what's going on.
Yeah. Were you surprised when he transitioned from media into that president's job? Was that something that you talked to you
I
about,
didn't
or-
really know about it, to be
Yeah,
honest
no.
with you. Like, I didn't know if he was thinking that way or not, to be
Yeah, it
honest
seemed
with
kind
you.
of come out of the blue.
Yeah,
almost, like, here
so
it is.
I was a little bit surprised too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because when they were naming all these people and then they said him, I'm like, why do we really think of that?
Yeah,
like,
no, his name was
just
never
because
mentioned.
of everything you just said.
Yeah.
Like so many things on the positive side with him, and he was on a little while back too, and he had some. I know he and Shoney used to get into it quite a bit.
Oh,
He had
God.
some pretty good stories.
Unbelievable.
With-
How
I've never
reluctant to
seen
fly
a
on the
coach and
wall.
a player go at it so much in my entire career. Well, there was Keenan went at it with a few guys here back in the day, but I don't know as much as Jonesy and Shoney, though. They went at it all the time. There was some funny stuff.
Keenan liked to go after Ilka. Ilka Sinisalo. Ilka always told me a few good stories about
Yeah,
him.
he had a few guys he went after pretty consistently, Keenan, back
Lindsey
in the day. Carson and, Pete Zezel, I guess, to a
Yeah.
certain point, and Scotty Mellenby.
Yeah.
My God.
Was it guys that wouldn't fire
Some
back, or do you know the
Nah,
They were
I
kids,
think-
though, right? You guys were
Well,
so
Scotty
young.
was a kid.
Right.
Pete was young too. Not so much Lindsay, and Ilka older and been around. But Scotty was a young kid. He was hard on Scotty, very hard.
Yeah.
To a fault,
Yeah, yeah.
for no
Like-
Scotty was a pretty good player and played hard and played the right way. But Keenan, just for some reason, because he'd come out of college and made the team, kind of bothered him.
Not
I
a lot of
think-
guys. Did not a lot of guys do that
No.
back then? There wasn't many
No,
guys like
there
that.
wasn't
right?
many guys.
Now it's
Yeah, now
insane.
it's a lot, but back then there wasn't. But to Scotty's credit, he grinded through it and just did what he had to do, and
Yeah.
obviously had a great career.
Yeah, he did. I mean, my first year in Florida, Mel was there. He scored 30 goals that year.
I should have.
Yeah, we missed the playoffs by 1 point that year, actually,
Mm-hmm.
in Florida. I was going to say, Ilka used to always tell one story of Keenan benched him in the third, it's a tie game or something, and get a power play, and he goes over and he kind of kicks Ilka in the butt and say, "Think you can score a goal, Ilka?" or Sinisalo, whatever he called him. He goes, "Pretty hard from here, Mike." Fucking boys, he said the boys are laughing. He goes, "Get out there,"
Did he score?
I don't know. I think they did score, but I don't think he did. I think that's what he said. But
Probably
he had a few
dry.
good ones. He
I think Talk went after Mike one
he?
time in Calgary. Mike called him something on the bench, and Talk went after him, and Homer had to get between
He
them.
did.
And stuff
Really?
like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about that before. The skate
Homer,
zone
appreciate
basketball
that.
league. Yeah, we needed a ref for those games. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, growing up, it was like you'd never talk back to your coach. Like it was
No.
like to hear stories like this, like
Yeah.
fuck you matches between players
Oh,
and
yeah.
coaches is like
It
hilarious
happens.
to hear about.
It happens.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all part of it,
Yeah.
really. It's
I think
I
some
don't
of those
know.
guys
I don't
probably
let it-
enjoy it. You know,
Huh?
I think like Keenan and
Well,
Shawnee, they probably like won't expect it or something back.
I don't think you should let it affect you. I mean, that's just emotions.
Yeah,
You
Well,
know, getting you going, and
yeah,
I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
It happens.
yeah.
Ryan Reeves was telling a story about Hitch where he's like, fuck, gave Hitch shit like, fuck all, you fat. He called him something, and next day he's like, hey, Hitch, like, I'm really sorry. He goes, what are you talking about?
Hitch probably forgot about it already.
That's what he said. We had JR, we're talking about in New York there too, and he jumped on the elevator because he just did the old bag chuck, and he was going out there in New York, and he put this yellow suit on, like this, probably fucking $5,000 suit, and he just goes back out, hits a button while Hitch is on his way down. And JR gets on, he hits the next floor so he can get off. He don't want to be with him. Hitch says, now where are you going in a suit like that? You're going out. We're here for business.
Going for dinner.
Where are you going in a suit like that? And he's like, oh, I was bag chucking for sure.
Oh, yeah. Hitch might have been bag chucking, too.
Oh, Hitch. That was your guy, though. You had him in junior, right? You had Hitch.
I
We
had
talked
Hitch,
about that, yeah.
Yeah, I've been around Hitch a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got in the Hall of Fame there?
Yeah, it was great.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah,
He was really
deserves
good
it.
to me.
Yeah, he was good.
I liked Hitch. He
Yeah.
was funny. I didn't mind him. Young Derek.
Young Derek, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else, Nast?
What do you got, Chief? Anything you want to tell us?
Inside scoops?
Any inside scoops?
No scoops, boys. I don't know.
What
I'm out of the loop now.
You're out of the loop. Well, one of our
I don't-
insiders, TimmyParr.com, says there's lots of teams with interest in Craig Berube. But
Timmy Parr.
you know what's nice? You get to play golf a little bit more than normal. I know you'd rather be coaching, but
How you get? It's 25 degrees up.
I figured you could. You're not soft. Got the hand warmers, that vest that warms up.
I got good hands on the course. It's got to be 70 out so they work properly.
Work properly. I'll tell you what you need to just take Pac-Man. You'll just feel better about everything.
Man, he'll put you to
Bring
sleep.
the pillow out. Yeah.
Pillow.
Story time.
Watching the outfits he wears when he plays. How about that COVID when we went and played down there in Delaware?
Oh, yeah.
Those pants he was wearing. What's wrong with you wearing that stuff? That's like John Daly pants, but like, remember those things?
Yeah.
He's
distraction.
a cutie.
I wore him for Chief.
You wore him for Chief, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
funny when we went and did that.
It was a long drive. Just
Yeah.
to go play golf in
It
the
was.
wind. It
Yeah,
wasn't
the
that
wind.
warm then.
It wasn't that warm either.
None of us
Bundle
played
up.
that great.
No, I'll get a chance. I'll go down to Florida, maybe play some golf or something.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Now, I know we got a little bit of issue with the knee here. We're trying to clear up a little meniscus, but why aren't you playing in the alumni game?
Oh, when
Against
is it?
Boston. Rouse needs another,
We could use a little meat.
winger, yeah. It's him and Brownie. Him and Brownie.
Is Brownie playing?
Brownie's playing.
Brownie's
isn't
playing,
he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played in a long time.
I don't know if that knee can take it right now.
No, I don't think I'm going to play.
Pickleball challenge. Fucking knees banged up.
part of the rehab.
I don't
program.
move too much on the ice.
Homer's challenging you to pickleball. You can't go.
Oh, yeah. Homer wants to play pickleball.
He loves that pickleball. Chief, honestly, man, we appreciate you, dude. Know you're busy with all the kids and stuff, even though you're kind of like chilling out, but we appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
it's
it's been
always great to see you guys and chat a little bit, and it's good. Real good
Give us
stuff.
inside
We had a
scoops.
lot of good times together.
Yes, we did. Yes,
You
we
know?
did. Hopefully more to come, too.
Yep,
I'm hoping.
for sure.
Big thank you to the Chief.
This
Hopping
guy's
on.
unbelievable.
Oh, man.
So-
Walking legend.
Legend. Thankful he could come in, see us today. It sucks he's here on those reasons, but as we could see, he's doing just fine. And,
Yeah.
you know, maybe a little, no, I wouldn't say relief, but, you know, but maybe time
Yeah.
to get out of there. And you still get paid.
Not a bad
And,
deal.
and if the weather's nice, you can play golf.
Why not? May as well hit up
You
the
should go.
links.
You should
I could
go
probably
out
use
there.
a lesson or
He
two
would
from
see
Chief.
you tee off, and he'd be
He'd
like,
probably walk off the
Hey,
course."
Riles, have a seat.
Yeah.
I'll just
caddy.
play."
I'll just caddy.
Yeah, you just light one up
Yeah.
and fucking enjoy. No, but thanks to Chief. He's the man.
He is.
He's treated me well since I was a kid, since I met him, man.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah, always appreciated his insights and his energy and
Yep.
his sarcasm and
So fun.
all that funny shit.
Yeah.
So, moving on, it's that time, Nast.
Are you sure it's that time?
Oh, 100% sure.
Is it time for the Clear Rum questions?
Mm-hmm.
Clear Rum questions brought to you by Clear Rum. Go to clearrum.com/shop. Type in Nasty 2023 and get 35% off of your order in PA only. And I'm going to tell you, that's a restock because they're gonzo
The holiday edition.
Oh my God. I didn't know. You know, the one thing is I didn't know you're like, I was trying to break records like 6 in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. How did that go?
I was crippled.
Oh, I bet. Overserved.
Cripsy.
Overserved.
I was overserved. That's the problem.
Happens.
Puke and rally. You just can't, but you can't put 6 waters in you in 10
You're resilient,
minutes.
just like Smithers.
You're that Smithers? You and I. We have that in common.
Yeah.
Let's get to the clear room questions.
All right, here we go.
The people want to know your thoughts on the current team. This one is from Justin Giam. Do you expect the Flyers offense to bounce back, or will the last few games be more or less what they are now?
I think they're bouncing back, Nast.
I think they bounce back. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they scored 4 in Van, and if you're looking at the last 4 games, they scored 6, 10. They scored... Oh, no, they didn't score that many, actually. They scored 5, 8, 10 goals in the last 4 games, which they had been scoring. And we were talking about their scoring. If their power play got going, which is still, you know, a bit of a struggle, I think they'll bounce back. They get their goals off of hard work. Obviously, there are some goals where there's a lot of skill involved because these guys are skilled. But I think they'll bounce back. You know, you don't make excuses because everyone has the same schedule, but you know, they've been out west how many times now? Like, I mean, it's just a lot of back and forth, but the Roxy could have had something to do with the next 3 games. I'm just kidding, Torch. No one went anywhere. But I think they'll be okay.
I think so too. Yeah.
I really do.
I mean,
as hard as they work.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. They've been pretty consistent, I would say.
Yep.
Most of the year. I think that Western trip is a little bit of a dry spell, and I mean, the foundation is nicely laid as far as the work, and you're saying they're scoring goals based on their work.
Yeah.
I think they'll get back to it. And if you can get their power play clicking like 2, 3, 4% more, I mean, you know, half a goal a game extra. I mean, it obviously certainly helps. But I don't know. I like the way the team is playing, so I'd like to think that they're gonna bounce back and you know, start taking care of the defensive zone and just working outwards. I mean, they're playing with a lot of energy and speed. They're generating opportunities on just pure effort. So
I think one thing we haven't really talked about, and we don't have to get into it now, but like we need Cam Atkinson to get going, get hot. You know, he's just snake bit right now. He's had chances, but hopefully he can get one that leads to 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? So that'll help too if he gets going. Which hopefully he will here in the second half.
Yeah,
I do, to answer the question, it's a good question.
It is.
I think they'll get back to score more goals.
I think so too.
That guy RDK over on Instagram, he wants to know, with how the team has had a huge turnaround season, do you feel that getting rid of certain players played a part in the new focus on the team?
I'll start. I think so. I think, you know, a couple guys just needed to move on. You know, I think this happens a lot in sports. Guys are in a certain situation for years, and it's just like they need to move on and open up just room for different chemistry. So I think, you know, Hayes needed to move on. I think that was probably a couple years coming. You could argue Provy too. You know, there's nothing wrong with Provy, but I think like he may be a little bit unhappy with certain situations. I think we probably could have moved them a year ahead too. But I mean, nothing negative about these guys, but sometimes the energy gets stale in certain situations and teams. But I'd like to think that just making room for some young blood, new energy. You know what I mean? It's not about their lack of skill or whatever. It's just new chemistry. I think we see it with the team now.
Yeah.
Young blood. You know, there's a little more cohesion. Guys are buying in.
Yeah.
And they're finding ways to win games.
Especially, I agree with you, Riggs. Like, especially with like bringing in Sean Walker, which has been a pleasant surprise. Not that we thought the guy could play. Obviously, he's played in the NHL. He's a player, but like he's really played well.
Yeah.
And contributing some goals too. And Big Zamula has stepped up the last few games. I know we didn't do that well on the trip, but he's got put on a power play and he's looked pretty damn good. He scored a couple. Hathaway, that was a really good pickup as well. Like he has an effect in the game. He's one of those players. He's a flyer type player. Right? He's in your face.
Yeah,
maybe not always fighting, but
Yeah, but he's
shit
gritty.
disturber,
He's
and he's gritty, and he plays hard every night.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Like, sometimes it's just time.
Yeah, it's time.
unfortunately.
And then you get Coots and Atkinson back, right? So you get some leadership guys back. You move some guys along. The chemistry changes, and I don't know. The team just seems to be more united than it was before. So
It does. It really does.
but,
You got to
great
give.
question.
Some people don't like Tort's antics. I don't want to say antics, but the way he does things. But you just can't argue right now with the way he has those guys going, and you can tell they're a tight group.
Yeah, he can.
You really can. So it's good to see, and I think that helps, obviously.
I agree.
We got one final one from Barstool Wags. Wagsy wants to know, why is Lawton on the fourth line? He's better than Paling. He's put in his time suffering with the franchise. Him and TK were unstoppable in the bubble, and now they only play PK. Why not try it 5-on-5? The potential he has and what's been given to him makes me physically ill.
Ooh.
Well, it's a good question because Lotz is that guy that can move up and down the lineup. He's also a team guy, and I could probably tell you, and you as well, Riggs, you coached him, he's okay with it.
Yeah, I was just going to say exactly that.
Does he want to be first line, first power play? Everybody does that plays, and you're right asking the question there. Like, he does have skill. Laws. Yeah. He's fast, he's smart, but it's just the way the coaches have him in the lineup right now, and you don't see him bitching or complaining, and that's the reason he has an A on his sweater.
Exactly.
Probably. With him and Coots, one of them, the captain. Even though Coots isn't wearing a letter, we only have one guy. But it is a great question because he can play, up in the lineup. What are your thoughts?
Well, exactly your thoughts. Loss is just such a good leader and so good at dealing with adversity that the coach could put him on the fourth line, and he knows that Lots will go down there with a good attitude, play his ass off, be a good team guy. And however it plays out, it will play out that way. But he's not going to go down there sulking, and he's just that. He is that guy, as you said. Like, there's not many guys that can move up and down the line like that without any sort of blimp on their their emotional radar. Like to me, it's like it should be an honor to be that guy because like the coach has that much ability and faith in you that like you could send a guy down to the fourth line and know that he's going to be not just okay there, but like good for the chemistry of that line. So, but yeah. Third line, second line. You could slot this guy anywhere.
Yep.
And there's not many guys like Lots that you can actually do that with.
That's true.
Without, like, I would say Torts could probably sleep at night knowing that Lots is going down there. He's not have to worry about coddling Lots the next day of like,
100%.
Oh, let's get him back on the third line or second line.
Yeah.
It's he'll be fine there as long as he needs to be there. I think the team's recognizes that, and I think it's good for the team.
You're right, and also if you watch the games, if that line's going, it's not really a fourth line.
Well, that's it.
If they're rolling lines and they're making things happen, he's putting them back out there. Yeah. So I don't know what his minutes are exactly for when he's playing on that fourth line role. Obviously, he's killing penalties like Baller said, but. He's just that guy you can do that. I understand the question though, why? Because he can do so much more. He can do so much, but I can tell you this: Lotz is not upset about it because the team's doing well and he plays his balls off every night either way.
Exactly.
So,
it's a good question.
Great question though.
Mm-hmm. That's a wrap, Nast.
That's a wrap.
141. 141. Clear questions in the book.
Yes.
Anything going on next week? Anything to look forward to?
Well, we got the alumni game coming up.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
We sure do. And you got a berry with the Toves?
Of course.
You got a new Toves coming?
I got a new Toves coming. I got the specs in for Aaron. He's going to order me up a brand new one.
Oh,
a couple
Aaron.
hours extras.
Where's Aaron? Where you been, Aaron? Hadn't seen you in a while, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping. He's in Hershey every night watching Bryce K
he
all
is.
the way.
Yep.
Berry goals.
Fresh twig, though.
Why?
Well, you'll get one, too. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Just get
for me to carry
the extra scraps
the twigs to the bench.
The brand new twig that it's getting manufactured for me.
Well, how about our boys, fans of Philly?
Oh,
it's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Creeping. It's creeping. I can't wait.
MetLife Stadium.
Oh, man.
Can't wait. Going to see Joe tonight, later tonight at the game.
Tell him to say what's up.
I will. He'll ask where you are. I'll tell him you're in bed.
Tell him marketing fans of Philly Nasty Knuckles trip.
Yep, and Boston. Don't forget about Boston, March
I can't.
17th.
Can't forget that
It's
one.
right in between our birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting after it. Green beer, one swig. You have to.
Oh.
It's your birthday.
Well,
Go, Riley. It's your birthday. And then mine the next day.
We'll talk about
We'll be
that
hung
one.
over.
Yeah. We'll be belly up. We can't even make it to the game.
Where's the double D?
Oh, man.
Little dandy, Debo? Would you have to come back from a little hungsy?
Oh,
little hung titty?
don't miss that.
Ooh, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Makes you know
feel
you're
like death.
alive.
Yeah, I know, right? You appreciate life after feeling death.
You
Yes,
do.
that's for sure.
But can't wait, man. Fans of Philly.
Yep.
Awesome.
Looking forward to
Can't
it.
wait.
That's a wrap, Nast. 141 in the books.
In the books.
Until next week, stay safe, knuckleheads.
See ya.